Assalamu alaikum, namaste, hotep, shalom alaikum, peace. This is Tracy Lene Muhammad, and I wanted a few minutes of your very valuable and your very precious time to, one, thank you for even tuning in, because there are so many choices out there in the world. And of course, I know that I'm not your only choice, but I'm grateful to be one of your choices. I wanted to talk to you about creating something from apparently nothing, and then to let you know that you're never creating from nothing. The moment that you were born, you really have all of the tools that you need to create anything you want to create. You know, I'm not interested in painting because I'm not a painter, but somebody that's interested in painting will have those desires related to that. So whatever it is you want to do, whatever's coming out of you, it's because it's already inside of you. I'm not a hairdresser, so I don't have visions of creating all of these amazing hairstyles and having people walk the runway with having had me do their hair, because that's not who I am, but that might be who you are. When we decide what we want to do in life, it happens because it's already inside of us, and so it's a thought. So anything you pick, it means it picked you already, and you can excel at it. If you're not interested in astronomy, then you're not going to go after that. Whatever it is that piques your interest, it's because it's inside of you waiting to burst through. I also wanted to talk to you about how our words are so powerful, and I'm pretty sure you already know this, but sometimes we need a gentle reminder, because we social media all day long and we write things like I'm dead, cancel delete, or I'm laughing out loud, or laugh my ass off, cancel delete. And we say all of those things not understanding that the universe doesn't monitor what we say, it simply creates it. I know people say, well, it knows that's not what I meant, I didn't mean that. And that could very well be the case for a lot of people, because what happens is our subconscious mind is really what's running the script. So if your subconscious mind is on point and you say those things, your subconscious mind knows, oh, she doesn't mean that. But I do believe that after a while, if you continue to say that, then your subconscious mind will change the script. When people, I used to correct my children all the time when they would be talking about something and go, oh, I'm weak. And I'd say, stop saying that, because you're not weak. It's just funny or it's hilarious, but you're not weak, because I am. Anything after that becomes your reality over time. And whatever you truly believe, that's what happens. And an example is, you say you want something to happen a certain way and it doesn't. Most of the times, the first thing we say is, I knew it wasn't going to happen, or I knew that was too good to be true. So since you already knew that, the universe said, okay, well, they already know that. It's really good to practice early in the morning and right before you go to bed, because those are proven times of less resistance. When you're going to sleep, you can think of something and then you don't have all of this time to kind of kill it. And when you first wake up, you're at the first vibrational place of waking up, where you can say, okay, I'm awake now. And because I'm awake now, I've had all of these hours of least resistance, so now I can create some things. And it's good to create it in the form of a question, because questions always want answers. I know this seems like a lot, and a lot of people say, well, it doesn't work. I've tried it and it doesn't work. And I knew it wasn't going to work anyway. Well, that's why it didn't work, because you knew it wasn't going to work. And trying and doing are two different things. For me, I've decided that I'm not going to try anything. I'm just going to do it. And that may mean that it takes some time to get from point A to what I exactly want, but I'm dedicated and committed to doing it, because if it came out of me, it's for me. I can think of a time. It was in circa 1992 or 93. I'd moved to New York City. My sister was graduating from college, and I went to of course, to go to graduation. I was living in New York. She was graduating from DC. I think it was 1994. Whenever it was, she was graduating, and my aunts and my moms drove up from New York in my aunt's new Mazda 929. The car was so beautiful. And when they came up, I remember getting in that car and saying, I am going to own this car one day. Those were my thoughts. I felt it. I knew it. I, at that time, had already understood the art of manifesting and writing things out and seeing it and visualizing it. So I pulled out my pad when I got back to New York, and every day I would thank God for my Mazda 929. I would say it every day. And mind you, I was a struggling actress teaching aerobics for a living with my aunt in Lincoln Projects. So the thought of having a Mazda 929 had to have come from inside of me, because God knows it was not a part of my actual reality. Fast forward a few years later, I meet my husband, we get married. I stopped asking for that, but I still have these journals. And I remember, I think we had just moved to Richmond. We left New York and we moved to Richmond after staying in Staten Island for a little bit. We moved to Richmond and we went to my aunt's house. And she was driving the Mazda 929, and I said I was going to have that car, and it didn't work out. It didn't even work. And something in the back of my mind said, well, it's not over yet. You know, you could get a Mazda 929. But I had a vehicle, and we didn't need one. Fast forward a little bit more, my aunt is in the market to get a brand new car because her Mazda was giving her trouble and it needed a transmission, so it was sitting in her yard. And I said to my husband, you know, I always wanted that car. And he said, well, let's see if your aunt will sell it to us. And she did, and we got the transmission fixed and got the car painted. Guess what? You know why I had to wait that long? It was like 9 years. Because I said, I'm going to own this car. So the universe said, okay, she wants this car. Well, her aunt is using it now. I had to wait until she was done with it, and then I did indeed own it. Immediately, I knew that I had pulled that out of myself, but I also knew the importance of being specific. I would have owned a Mazda 929 had I have said, I'm going to have a car like this very soon. Then that car didn't have to come to play. Another one would have come to play. So it's very important that we're very intentional in when we ask for things and keeping our vibration high. Each of us have had things happen to us, and when those things come back into our memory, they pull us back into a place that really doesn't exist. So we're missing out on the now moment. And when you miss the now moment, you miss all of the amazing things that are really there for you. What I've decided is every time I have a thought of the past, I use the Mel Robbins method along with some things I've brought to myself. And I go 5, 4, 3, 2, 1, go away. And then if it feels like it doesn't really want to go away, I'll go, okay, you got 1 minute. What is it that you want to tell me? What is it that you want to remember? What did I miss? What do you want? Do you need some love? And I have never had that to not work, where the situation just maybe wanted to be acknowledged. Perhaps I need to do some more forgiving. Perhaps I am sitting in a space where bitterness is kind of manifesting or simmering, and I need to let go of that because I don't want to be bitter. I just want to be better. Everything that happens to me, I want it to make me better, not bitter. And it happens through me, because it doesn't happen to me, it's happening through me. And the importance of the wording really is the importance of the vibrational energy it brings. When you say to somebody, how could you do this to me? One, you're deciding that you're somebody that shouldn't have stuff done to, and two, you're becoming a victim. But when you decide, okay, this happened through me, it then gives you, at least for me, because I'm somebody that thinks that words should be used for their definition. What it does for me is it then makes me say, okay, I've created this for whatever reason. And disclaimer, I am never saying that if you are raped or experienced murder of a loved one that you deserved it or brought it to you. I do believe that anything that happens through us is for us, and that there is some other connections, but I'm not the one to tell you, oh yeah, you got raped because you deserved it, or you asked for it, or in a past lifetime you said you wanted to experience rape. That's not for me to tell you. Even though I believe it for myself, I would never put that on anybody else. I believe that anything that comes to me comes through me. It's for me, and it's there for a reason, and I have to kind of work through it. But I really just came to share just 10 minutes of your valuable and your precious time, that you just keep the faith. If you, just some highlights of what I wanted to say. Keep the faith. If you believe it, if it comes to you, it's because it's for you and you can do it. You may have to work through it, but you can do it. When you decide what you want to see in your life, be very intentional on how you word it so that you get it that way. I heard somebody say once that God doesn't bring you somebody's husband. So if you ask for a husband and somebody else's husband comes, that wasn't God. That is probably some of the brokenness inside of you that doesn't believe that you deserve your own husband. Now, I'm all for polygamy and polygamy or whatever it is, if that's what works for you. It doesn't work for me, but I ain't telling nobody it doesn't work for them. If it works for them, I say do it, because it's an honest way of having more than one partner. What I don't agree with, and I think most people don't, is lying, cheating, and committing adultery, because you're bringing energy from somebody else into an unknowing person's body, which they find out very quickly if they're in tune with themselves, because something feels off, something feels like it's not them, and they find out very quickly. Two, it just shows that you're a coward, that you could not just say, okay, well, I want more than one partner. Let me let my partner know that I want to bring this partner in. And you're just a coward and a liar until you decide to not be a coward and a liar. But while you are committing adultery or committing infidelity, you are a coward and a liar. You can always decide, I don't want to be that. And the person with you, if they know, they're also a coward and a liar. And you all are just exchanging coward, liar energy back and forth, which usually makes a tight bond between the cowards and the liars. And it takes some time to undo, if it ever gets undone. But I'm also not a person to tell you what can be done and undone. I'm taking up too much of your time, and I want to go on Wawa and grab me a cup of coffee. I just finished cleaning. I want to go grab a cup of coffee and then go home and do some earrings and some mugs and create and post and have you experience the gifts that I have. Thank you so very much for your almost 13 minutes of your time. I hardly ever say like, share, and subscribe, because I feel like if that's what you want to do, you're going to do that. But I do love you and I do appreciate you, and I'll see you next time. Assalamu alaikum, namaste, hotep, shalom alaikum. Peace out to Brooklyn and everywhere else.